What if I told you that a shy college student coding in a tiny dorm room would go on to connect billions of people worldwide? No rich background, no powerful connections, just an idea and unstoppable focus. This is not just Mark Zuckerberg's story. This is proof that your vision can change the world. Mark Zuckerberg wasn't born into fame. He wasn't a superstar. He was simply curious, focused, and obsessed with building something meaningful. From a small dorm room at Harvard to creating one of the biggest tech empires on Earth, his journey teaches us that success doesn't start with perfection. It starts with action, belief, and relentless effort. The most seductive lie in business is that you need permission, resources, or a formal launchpad to begin. The truth is that every transformative venture is born not from ideal conditions, but from a specific, often constrained reality. Facebook's origin in a Harvard dormitory is not merely a rags-to-riches parable. It is a foundational case study in strategic advantage through constraint. Zuckerberg did not have a board, a budget, or a business plan. He had server costs, a deeply understood community, his own campus, and the ability to code. This limitation was his greatest strategic gift. It forced a hyper-focused, iterative launch in a closed ecosystem. The initial product, the Facebook, solved a clear, immediate problem at Harvard, digitizing the social connection of the house system. This focus allowed for rapid feedback, immediate validation, and organic, viral growth within a trusted network. The lesson is not to romanticize the dorm room, but to understand its function. It was a minimum viable ecosystem. It provided a real market, manageable scale, and a culture he understood intrinsically. Professionally, this principle dismantles the paralysis of not being ready. Your dorm room is your current position, your existing network, your tangible skills, and the immediate problem you can touch. The mandate is to identify the smallest, most actionable unit of your vision and launch it there. For an aspiring consultant, this is not a global firm, but a first white paper for a former colleague's company. For a product innovator, it is a prototype used by 10 passionate users, not a full market release. This approach de-risks the venture. It converts abstract ambition into concrete data. You are not building in a vacuum. You are conducting a live experiment with a controlled group. The insights gained about user behavior, pain points, and engagement are infinitely more valuable than any pre-launch market research. This stage is not about scaling. It is about learning and proving core value. It is the disciplined practice of building your foundation brick by brick within the walls you already have before attempting to construct the cathedral. Greatness does not announce itself with fanfare. It accretes quietly through a series of correct, validated actions taken from where you stand today. In the economy of achievement, talent is a renewable commodity. Obsession is the scarce, decisive currency. The landscape of every industry is littered with individuals of immense talent who have been consistently outperformed by those with less innate ability but greater monomaniacal focus. Zuckerberg's differentiator was not that he was the most brilliant computer scientist of his generation. He was not. It was that his cognitive and creative energies were channeled with remarkable consistency into a single, evolving problem space: human connection through software. This focused dedication creates a compounding advantage. It enables deeper pattern recognition, faster iteration cycles, because one is constantly thinking about the problem, and an intuitive grasp of nuances that sporadic effort cannot achieve. While talent might yield a clever solution, obsession yields a systemic architecture. It is the difference between a sprinter and a marathoner. The initial burst is less important than the sustained pace and resilience. In a professional context, this translates to the deliberate cultivation of domain dominance. It means directing your continuous learning, your networking, and your project choices toward becoming the undisputed authority on a specific,
valuable problem. Obsession is not about working 100-hour weeks. It is about the 50th hour of deep work on a challenging problem when others have moved on. It is about analyzing a failed campaign not as a disappointment, but as a data mine. This mindset builds an insurmountable moat over time. For leaders, it is about creating a culture that rewards depth over breadth, where the move fast and break things ethos is underpinned by a profound understanding of what is worth breaking. It also serves as a powerful filter for opportunities. The obsessed individual or team can say no with conviction to good ideas that are distractions from the great mission. This clarity of purpose attracts aligned talent, partners, and resources. Ultimately, raw talent might get you a seat at the table, but relentless, focused obsession allows you to redesign the table itself. The most potent combination in strategy is not intelligence and resources. It is scale of vision married to speed of execution. Zuckerberg's stated aim to connect the world was, at its inception, audacious to the point of absurdity. Yet this big think was not a vague aspiration. It was a strategic North Star. It made every tactical decision, which feature to build, which campus to expand to next, a testable step toward an immense goal. It prevented the venture from becoming merely a better Harvard directory. However, the grand vision alone is a form of corporate hallucination. Its power is unlocked only when paired with a culture and operational cadence of immense speed. The famous move fast and break things ethos was a cultural mandate for rapid iteration, valuing learning from real user behavior over theoretical perfection. In a nascent and winner-take-most market, speed is not just an advantage, it is the primary competitive weapon. Operationalizing this requires a bifocal leadership approach. The strategic lens must remain fixed on the long-term horizon, constantly asking, does this action map to our ultimate objective of reshaping the landscape? The tactical lens must be ruthlessly focused on the immediate next step. What can we ship, test, or learn in the next 48 hours? The failure mode is to become stuck at one pole. The visionary CEO who issues manifestos but cannot ship a product update, or the frenetic manager who optimizes delivery speed on a road to irrelevance. Acting fast generates the vital data, user engagement, market feedback, operational friction that informs whether the big thinking is correct or needs adjustment. It creates a flywheel. Vision provides direction for action, and action provides evidence to refine vision. This rhythm disorients competitors who are planning and leaves them responding to your established facts on the ground. It builds organizational muscle memory for agility and embeds a mindset where the cost of a small, fast mistake is seen as lower than the cost of delayed learning. The decision to leave Harvard was not a rejection of education. It was a strategic calculation of leverage and timing. By the time Zuckerberg left, the Facebook had demonstrated undeniable product-market fit across several elite universities. The venture had moved from a campus project to a scalable business with exponential network effects. At that precise moment, the opportunity cost of remaining in the safe path, completing a prestigious degree, skyrocketed. The comfort he dropped was not physical ease, but the guaranteed high-status trajectory that a Harvard degree represented. This is a critical entrepreneurial and career skill, the ability to objectively assess when the learning and growth curve of the safe option has plateaued, and when the probabilistic high-growth path, despite its risk, represents the more rational long-term bet. In a professional journey, dropping comfort is rarely about impulsive resignation. It is about recognizing the point of diminishing returns on a proven path. It could mean leaving a prestigious, well-paid role at a legacy firm to join a risky startup in a leadership position. It could mean pivoting a company away from a cash cow but declining product line to bet on a new technology. It could mean a senior executive publicly admitting a past strategy is obsolete and championing a radical new direction. The psychology is challenging because it triggers loss aversion and identity threat. I am a Harvard student. I am a partner at this firm. The successful navigation of this leap requires a reframing. It is not a loss, but an exchange. You are trading the known certainty of your current platform for the greater growth and impact potential of the next one. Crucially, this move is best made from a position of strength, not desperation. Build your financial runway, skill portfolio, and professional network while you are on the comfortable plateau, so you can leap toward purpose with agency and preparation, not as an escape. The history of Facebook is a chronicle of continuous crisis management: the Winklevoss lawsuit, the user revolt over newsfeed, the Cambridge Analytica scandal, and relentless regulatory scrutiny. A fragile organization views these events as existential threats, leading to defensiveness, blame, and stagnation. A resilient organization, however, treats them as the most expensive and painful form of market feedback. Each crisis exposed a flaw in privacy design, in user communication, in content governance, in political oversight. The critical response was not merely public relations, it was systemic adaptation. New privacy controls, granular permission settings, massive investments in security and content moderation, and a more engaged stance with regulators. This transforms failure from a stop sign into a detour sign, providing critical data on how to rebuild a stronger road. Instituting this mindset requires deliberate cultural and procedural engineering. It means depersonalizing setbacks and systematizing learning. The core practice is the blameless post-mortem. After any significant project or incident, the guiding questions must be: what were our core assumptions? What data contradicted them? What did we learn about our users, our technology, or our own biases? And crucially, how will we institutionalize this learning? This ritual moves the organization from a culture of blame to a culture of analysis. For an individual professional, it means maintaining a learning log, documenting not just successes, but the key takeaways from projects that missed the mark. This builds anti-fragility, a concept articulated by Nassim Taleb, where systems gain from volatility and shock. The goal is to create an organization or a personal practice where every failure, large or small, makes the next iteration smarter, the defenses stronger, and the understanding deeper. The competition is not against perfection, but against the inability to learn and adapt faster than the market evolves. Sustainable, massive financial success is not a primary goal. It is a secondary consequence of creating massive fundamental value. Zuckerberg's early focus was exclusively on user growth, engagement, and network density. Revenue models like advertising were deliberately secondary, introduced only after the core value proposition, a universal social graph, was being realized at scale. This sequence is vital. When you solve a profound human or business problem, connecting people, organizing the world's information, providing instant global communication, you create a gravitational pull. Users adopt not because of marketing, but because the product fundamentally improves their condition. This creates loyalty, organic growth, and a competitive moat that is incredibly difficult to assault. Money then flows as a function of capturing a small fraction of the immense value you are facilitating. Professionally, this principle demands a constant recentering on true north metrics. For a business, these are not just revenue and profit, but net promoter score, customer lifetime value, daily active users, or problem resolution rates. For an individual, it is not just salary, but the portfolio of results delivered, problems solved, and expertise gained. It is the difference between being a mercenary and a mission-driven builder. A mercenary optimizes for the transaction. A builder optimizes for the transformation of their client or user. This mindset attracts better talent, people want meaning, creates more loyal customers, they feel understood, not sold to, and provides strategic patience. It allows you to forego short-term revenue if it jeopardizes long-term trust and value creation. In your career, focus on becoming the person known for solving the critical, thorny problems. Your compensation then becomes a negotiation about your share of the value you generate, rather than a plea for recognition of your effort. Build an undeniable track record of impact, and the market will compete to reward you. In an era of exponential technological and social change, expertise has a rapidly decaying half-life. What made you an expert 5 years ago may be irrelevant or worse, a cognitive trap today. Zuckerberg's publicized personal challenges, learning Mandarin, reading major philosophical and scientific works, exploring virtual reality and AI, are not eccentric hobbies of a billionaire. They are disciplined, public commitments to combat strategic myopia. For a leader at that scale, the greatest danger is not a competitor, but becoming isolated in a bubble of yes-men and outdated mental models, unable to see the tectonic shifts that will redefine his industry. The perpetual student mindset is a strategic imperative. It fosters the humility to know what you don't know, the curiosity to explore adjacent fields, and the cognitive flexibility to pivot when necessary. For leaders and knowledge workers, this translates to a non-negotiable investment in deliberate learning. It must be scheduled, funded, and prioritized as a core business activity, not a leisure time afterthought. This could take the form of executive sabbaticals, learning Fridays, sponsoring reverse mentoring programs where junior employees educate leadership on new technologies, or dedicating time to deeply study industries orthogonal to your own. The goal is to constantly refresh your theory of the world. It is about moving from an identity of "I know" to an identity of "I learn." This is not academic, it is the source of strategic insight. Breakthrough innovations often happen at the intersection of fields. By studying neuroscience, you might design better UX. By studying game theory, you might craft better market strategies. The perpetual student remains relevant, anticipatory, and humble, understanding that their authority derives not from past knowledge, but from their commitment to present and future understanding.
Zuckerberg's youth at the time of Facebook's rise was a biographical fact, but it was not the causative factor of his success. The causative factor was the mindset his context afforded, a lack of reverence for entrenched industry norms, a direct digital native understanding of his user base, and the cognitive agility to see social interaction as a system ripe for software disruption. This power, the outsider's advantage, is not the exclusive domain of the young. It is the domain of anyone who consciously chooses to challenge orthodoxy, who pairs deep curiosity with a disregard for how things have always been done. Youth can provide this naturally, but it can also bring inexperience. Age can bring wisdom, but it can also bring rigidity. The objective is to harness the best of both, the fearlessness and fresh perspective of the new, combined with the judgment and pattern recognition of experience. This principle liberates individuals from the prison of demographic expectations. If you are young, your power is in your fluency with new cultural codes and technologies. Leverage it. Speak up. Propose the ideas that seem obvious to you but heretical to the establishment. If you are older, your power is in your cultivated wisdom and networks, but you must consciously practice beginner's mind. Actively seek out the perspectives of the youngest people in your organization. Ask them, what would you do if you were in charge? What feels broken or old-fashioned to you? Do not defend, listen, synthesize. The most formidable professional is the one who can combine the energetic, disruptive insight of youth with the seasoned, strategic implementation of experience, regardless of their chronological age. Your limit is never the number of years you've lived, it is the rigidity of the mindset you've chosen to adopt. Agility, curiosity, and execution, these are ageless currencies.
Mark Zuckerberg proved that one idea, backed by discipline and courage, can reshape the world. Remember this, you don't need permission to chase your dreams. You don't need perfect timing, you just need to start. Your future is waiting for your first step. Start today, stay consistent, and never underestimate what you're capable of. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring stories. Your support helps us grow. Thank you for watching.